Hey everyone, INDIEBOOKASAURUS here, and I'm coming to you from my room, so I hope that isn't completely weird. You can see nerd stuff hanging out behind me, so you can tell it's actually my room. But today I'm bringing you a different video. I'm not just going to be doing picks for this week, but this is going to be picks that I think are going to be picks to click coming up here in the month of June. Now, if you don't know much about the comic industry, what we have is we have a journal or a previews magazine, all right, that we have to order from every month. And this thing is huge. It's gigantic. There's so many things in here. And this is like everything related to pop culture. So we're talking about comic books. We're also talking about t-shirts and action figures, statues, board games, videos, all sorts of just great stuff. And you can order at any good local comic shop. They all order from this. Everybody orders from this. So you can order anything that you want from there. So the goal of this video that I've been wanting to do is I want to sit down and look at some picks that I think are going to be really good coming up here in the month of June. So let's just get right off the bat here. I have a little list, so you're going to see me kind of like looking down at it periodically, just because I can't remember everything. So Black Hammer #1 is coming out from Dark Horse Comic Books, and that's actually being written by Jeff Lemire. Now, if you've been following DC or Marvel lately, he's doing Hawkeye right now for Marvel. DC, he's done everything under the sun that's really cool, including Swamp Thing and Animal Man. So he's a really good writer, and he's got a lot of indie cred, as we would like to say. And so this is him kind of doing a darker superhero type of story that appears to be really cool looking. I'm not huge on the superhero stories, but I think this seems to be like one of those anti-superhero stories, or like a darker, warped, twisted version of it. So that's Black Hammer #1. Another book I have slated here is Starve. So Starve is by one of my favorite writers, Brian Wood. And Brian Wood, he's going to be doing this comic book, and it's basically, as far as I could tell, it's like for all you Food Channel and Iron Chef junkies, and it's kind of it's an image book, but it's going to be kind of like a harsher, dark reality, realistic version of a super type of Iron Chef. I don't know if there's going to be some fantasy or science fiction elements to it, but it definitely looks really, really cool. The art is by a guy named Daniel Zelej, and he is completely awesome. He's done a lot of work with Brian Wood in the past, and so this is going to be a good team up. So check that out. That's Starve #1 coming out in June. Astronauts in Trouble is a reprint book coming out from Image, and what it's notable for is it's the art of Charlie Adlard, who this guy Robert Kirkman found, and he brought him over to do this book called Walking Dead. It's kind of a big deal. So this is actually the first time it's been reprinted in almost 10 years. So this is going to be fun for people to kind of figure out where this guy came from. So that's called Astronauts in Trouble, and that should be reprinted over the next year or two. The big pick to click for me is Archie #1. I've never read an Archie book in my life, even the zombie thing or the Predator one coming up. But really, Archie #1, art by Fiona Staples, written by Mark Waid. This is going to be a totally, totally awesome book. I can't wait to see like a realistic Image type take or Vertigo type take on everybody's favorite, love triangle guy in high school. I don't know if he'll be in high school or college. Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen. But Archie #1 is going to be a huge seller, I imagine. So check that one out. A couple more here. I got Pandora of the Crimson Shell Ghost Urn. I'm not a huge manga guy, but this one came across my table, and I was like, holy cow, this is by the guy who created Ghost in the Shell and the guy who created the XL Saga. Now, I've been around long enough in anime to know that those are two really good things. And so, obviously, in Japan, all anime starts as manga, and so we're pretty excited about that coming out. So that's going to be a new journal. It has already come out in Japan. Came out about 3 years ago. But translations and reprints and things. So that's coming out from a company called Seven Seas Publishing, and that should be really cool. So Pandora of the Crimson Shell. Last but not least is 21st Century Tank Girl. That's right. Tank Girl is back. Tank Girl is a super popular book that's always asked about at my shop. I'm really excited that there's a new book coming out. What's really cool is the art is by Jamie Hewlett. I'm going to get that right. And he did the original art for the book, but then he kind of left doing comics and started doing art for the Gorillaz, the band. So all those, really cool videos that they did, he did all the art and animation for them. So he's a really cool cat. And so now he's coming back to do Tank Girl for all you people who love Tank Girl. They're always asking me about Tank Girl back issues. They don't exist. I don't have any anymore. Even in a store with as much indie stuff as I have, I just don't have it. So there's a new book coming out. You're going to want to get it. So that's that. So I also picked 20 different things approximately. And if you are interested in this, if you are one of my customers, you can come in, grab this list, check it off, and let me know if you want that title. I'll put it on your hold file, and you won't have any problems getting it. Some of that I'll order for the shelf. Most of it I won't. So this is just to kind of inform you of highlights that are coming out from previews. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to try do this once a month because I think it's important to kind of highlight these books because there are hundreds and hundreds of things coming out every month. And this is the best way for me to get this to you. So until next time, this is IndieBookasaurus signing off with my June picks.